What's that message? Oh, it's a welcome. Hi, everyone. Here I am. Well, I've got this very kind of bright vibe going on, haven't I? Well, anyway, hi. While I kind of get ready. No, that's one that's already got an end. We don't want that. Definitely don't want that. I'm looking forward to actually getting covered up by the blanket today. It's a bit chilly out there. Right, let's get my scissors. And I'll be starting a new ball of that soon. I'll put that there. And I've got my drink, which I don't want to spill, so I've got it on my new coaster. Thank you, Angel. Fabulousness. Okay, it's not very big, this room, so let's try and make a bit of space. Now I've got to find the chat. Got to find my chat. Where am I? Okay. Here we are. No, shut up. This is possibly what happened last time when music played. Okay. It's on silent. Thank goodness for that. So, who we got? Hello, Paulette, John, Top Tees, Marcus, Julie, Sylvia, and Chelsea. Well, hey. Good afternoon, everyone. So I put a little kind of thing on my wall. I don't know if any of you see it. I got this shiny head, but got a big ball, and I need to find the end. Here we are, and I'm going to put it in my basket so that it doesn't roll all over the floor, and we can get started. So hello everyone, how are you? I noticed someone said they were lurking, and John's driving. Paulette's lurking, John's driving. Thank you, Marcus. And hello, how is everybody? What have you been up to? I've been kind of making videos today. I had 3 magazines to do. So I recorded them and they'll pop up. Well, I'll pop up this afternoon. And I don't know when the others will. But I decided to do some of those magazines as giveaways. You know, like my little giveaway a day February. Yeah, that's what I called it. Because of my birthday month. That's what I decided to maybe give a couple of magazines. One's a crochet and has lots of supplements, and one is knitting. I don't know why I keep getting all croaky. Right, I'm just doing my corner and hiding my yarn as I go. So I'll have a little look at the chat in a minute. So those of you who have got here already, I hope you haven't forgot the thummies. Don't forget the thumbs. Right, okay. Just one little tiny bit of tail left to hide. There we go. Right, now we can pull some yarn out. So yeah, I've been busy, and I've got, if you can hear this slight kind of hissed sound, it's my cooker. I decided not cooking that beef in the Ninja because of it was not great last time. Great idea about the magazines. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought so. Now the one that's coming up later was from the bumper pack that I got, and it's got a nice Tunisian crochet supplement and a Tunisian crochet hook free. So I figured I think it might be one I've already got. So I thought I would do it as a giveaway. And then I've got another one popping up a bit later. Not today, but later on. And that'll be a knitty one. And one of the first one I decided to do as a giveaway. And then the second one, I could not believe what came with it. But I have to say, I mean, it was not the cheapest magazine, but it wasn't ridiculous. Hi, Amarina. You're going to be cooking and lurking. Well, my cooking is going on while I'm not here. It's just cooking some beef in the oven. But once I've finished this, if there's time, I've got to strip a chicken and make something for Gary. Or we can just have the beef and I'll do that tomorrow. Doesn't make any difference really when it's only just been cooked. So it's not like it's got to be used or anything. Seems very, I was going to say seems very kind of ready orange in here today, but it is my on air sign. Although I usually have that on, but perhaps it's because I haven't got the lamp behind it on either today. It's so big. It is really hard to maneuver. I hope I don't look weird, all different colours with a bright pink head. So yeah, what are you all up to? What have you been doing? Have you been crocheting? I have. Not this. I've been doing I have a new square that I've invented. And I've been making oh, not all the time though. I'm not as dedicated to them as I should be, but I've been making those to make a new blanket and then do the tutorial for it. And I'll do a right and left-handed one as I always do. But it's interesting. It's an interesting square. Any new comments? No. Are you all being lazy? Is it just me? I'm only joking. Just pulling your legs. Oh, I got up this morning really early and did my chat. That's a noisy lorry. And as I looked at the time and I thought, wow, I'm not even up sometimes by the time I finished it. So I thought, you know what, I might get a lot done today. And so I got all my jewellery out because the other day I was going to clean it. And, you know, I've got quite a lot of silver Pandora that if you close it away in the box, I've got proper Pandora jewellery boxes, but they tend to make it not tarnish, but it goes really dull. So, hang on a minute, something's happened to my phone. Oh, let me just check this out. Oh, no, it's fine. There's just a little message come across the screen. I'll be able to see you all. That's fine. So yeah, I was going to do that, and then I thought, you know what, you should save this for when Gary's home and you can't really get much recording done, and you haven't got, you know, you want to do something while he's getting on with stuff. So I figured, you know, I'll do it then, or even in an evening sort of thing, and make the most of the opportunity to get some work done. So that's what I've done, and I did some bleaching as well. I was kind of being my bonnet about cups that need bleaching and spoons that need cleaning and stuff like that. So been busy. And then I started to feel like I'd done too much and I was getting a bit stressed. Do you get like that? You know, when you get like on a buzz. And so I thought, you know, I need to sit down and take the weight off my feet and chill out a little bit and stop buzzing. So I thought I'd do the blanket and a little live stream while I was doing it, so that I could just park my butt and work for an hour or two on the blanket. And I did put it on my wall, but not much warning. Although I did mention it today in my chat, didn't I? More. Oh, sore ribs. I thought more ribs, but you've been eating ribs. Sore ribs from tripping over your mobility walker of all things. Oh no, that's why you vanished from the last live, but you're on the mend now. Oh no, I hope you're okay. You're after tuning hooks. You know what? I've just ordered a set for my shop. I knew you wanted some, and I've got a feeling it might be Knit Pro. They're not symphony because I'm not a lover of symphony, but they are, I believe, Knit Pro. And I thought, oh, I'll get them, see what they like, and you will either love them or you won't. And if they're any good, next time I order, I'll get some. But I also, I'll tell you in a sec, just want to catch up on the chat. Hi, Susanna. Don't forget the thummy. Welcome. And Diane. Good morning. On your way to work. Oh, that's not good. Have a bunk off and come and listen to me instead. Did I really say that? No, honestly, I didn't mean it. Hey, I like it when it comes up green like that. That's kind of cool. You're making up linked heart headbands for sale. That sounds cool. Oh, hang on. You bought a few from Amazon, like the plastic Knit Pro Best. Got bamboo one from myself, but you prefer the plastic. Oh, not sure. There might be bamboo. I can't be sure what they are. But I thought I'd get them to try anyway. But I put in an order. Okay, ready for this? It's from overseas. I don't order from these people very often. But the thing that annoys me is I order from Tulip. I actually order from them, you know. And so you'd think they'd be the cheapest wholesaler for their own products, would you not? But they're not always. So I did order a few bits from them. Not much, because I've got more than enough Tulip stuff at this moment in time to get on with. And I did order a couple of, hang on, I've got an end to negotiate. Once I've done that, I've got to pull out yarn anyway. There's been this thing that I wanted to order from them since I started Hobby Rocks, and found this wholesaler. I don't like to order from overseas too often because of duties, you know. But they are children's knitting machines, and they're so super cute. But who says you've got to be a child to use it, right? You can make hats, fingerless gloves, all sorts with them, because they're small. So it doesn't have to be used by a child, but they are for kids. And when I went in there today, they had Addy knitting machines, and there's not the massive one that I've got, but the next one down. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get one. So I'm going to have one of those for my shop. I'll either sell it in my shop or I'll sell it on eBay, but I'm just getting it really to check it out. It's not cheap, so whether it'll be viable for me to do it. But these kids ones, I wanted to get them for ages. I didn't get loads, but I got a few. Working on a rectangular granny Afghan and a granny square top on this chilly morning in California. Well, I tell you what, it's chilly here too. Absolutely, my fingers are freezing. And I hope they're all right. I hope the hooks are all right. But we'll see. But yeah, my fingers and hands have been cold for the last couple of days because I don't get the best circulation when I'm crocheting anyway. And I first discovered this when I was at school. I stayed on into the 6th form, and I did what was called then business studies. And I learnt to type and do shorthand, you know, to become a secretary, because that's what girlies did with their lives back then, you know, worked in shops, or they they were secretaries, unless you were like extremely brainy. And do you know what, I probably could have done an awful lot more, because I had a good brain, I did, but I wasted my brain because I couldn't stand school. I really hated it all, and so I didn't really maximize my full potential. But you know, I think very few of us do. Can't be bothered at the time. Got better things to do with my life, you know. Youth is wasted on the young, as they say. So anyway, I did business studies, and I first noticed my really poor circulation when I was typing, and I get hands like ice, and when I crocheted. So a quick slurp. Oh man, I love that stuff. Started my diet, so I've got Pepsi Max raspberry. I mean, I used to love the cherry, but the raspberry, it's my favourite one. And I'm not going to drink too much of it because it's not that great for dieting. But it's, you know, 0. Hi, Jen. Listening, but still in bed. I don't blame you. Lolly, hi. Don't forget the thummies, guys. Just finished putting a single round of black on each of your granny squares and rectangles. Now to join them and border the whole thing. That's your first ever crochet project done. Well done. Woo woo. That's cool. Thank you, Diana. Glad you caught me. The blanket's looking great. Working on a Parisian, no, Persian tile. Sorry, I'm looking on my phone and I've got old lady eyes. I do apologise. And it's kind of gloomy in here because I don't like too much light. I look uglier. Do you think certain hooks can help with circulation? I think it's possibly not really with circulation. It can help with things, you know, like the ergonomic ones, and I think as well holding the way you hold your hook, because I hold mine like this. This is my crochet style. It's a bit difficult holding it up, but this is how I crochet, and you've seen it on my tutorials, but obviously when I'm doing it for myself, I'm not holding it exactly the same way. And I don't know if you can see, I'm holding it in a different way because I'm showing you, but there's no movement whatsoever in my arm. It's all here. You know, I don't move my elbow, it's down by my side. But when people hold their hook this way, I can't do it. I'm not very good at this. But they have I got one? No, they tend to kind of, hang on, move everything. Everything kind of moves to do it. It's so alien to me. Yeah, I kind of see what I mean. See what's happening here, that everything is moving. And I think that causes a lot of repetitive strain. So I think circulation, I don't think much can help, because the only thing that can help is not crocheting up high, but crocheting down low. But we tend to not, do we, really? It's holding your arms out in front of you that is the thing. That's why I used to get it when I was typing, because I used to hold my hands out in front on the keyboard, well, on the typewriter, because when I learned, you had one of those old bone shaker Olympus and Olivetti Basharoonies. Just checking. Newbie to crochet, and you're a knife holder, and found the fatter ergonomic hooks help you when it comes to strain. You've only been crocheting for 4 months. Well, that's cool. Well done. No, I've never been a knife holder, but you see, when I learned, my mum taught me when I was about 6, and she held her hook the way I held mine because she taught me. So that's how I've always done it. And I know that a lot of magazines will show you knife hold, and a few of them will say one, or like they'll show you both. But I think people tend to look at this way of holding it and think it's difficult. But I taught Victoria, you know, my daughter-in-law Victoria, my Paul's girlfriend. I taught her, and I taught her this hold, and I said to her, you will see it when you see crochet, you will see knife hold, and you can do it if you want, you know, it's your choice. But I would just say to you, it's better to do it this way because you will get less strain. I've seen so many people on Facebook put things like, you know, I've had to give up crochet. I'm really sad because I've got bad elbow, I've got bad shoulder, you know, from the crocheting. And for me, it never happens because all I ever move is my wrist and my fingers, you know, and I think that's a certain part of it. But you know, when you see people and see write-ups, it says there's no right or wrong way to hold it. But for me, I think that anything that causes less repetitive movements causes less repetitive strain. But you know, now that felt like I really needed to pull yarn out, but I think it must have just been the blanket was on top of it. That's a very noisy one. I've got lorries going backwards and forwards today. You're a pencil holder, not a pen, just a pencil. Bless you. So me too. I mean, I guess that's what you call it. A pen holder, pencil. But it's a better, I think, you know, that the way that we do it will cause less pain problems in the future. I mean, you can never be off. Some people are just going to get arthritis, and that's going to be a pain and a problem no matter what way you do it. But for things like repetitive straining. I think this is by far the least one, the one that will cause it the least. But obviously when I'm on camera, I'm moving more than I would if I was just sitting there on my own, because I'm holding it up higher than if I was plonked on the sofa in my usual position. And so my arms are higher up than they normally would be. So that's probably why I've got bad circulation. Crayon holder. I like it. What else can we hold like that? You know, some people hold their knives that way, so that doesn't work for knife holder, does it really? Do you mind showing again how you do it? You waited on the carpal tunnel surgery, but you've been taught yourself to crochet anyway. Being told crochet is great physical therapy. It is. It's also a great mental health therapy, believe it or not. One of my Open With Me's touched on it. But it is, because the part of the brain that deals with anxiety and stress is also the part of the brain you use when you do knitting or crochet. So yeah, I hold it like this. And so my work, I kind of hold this bit here, and this gets looped around that between those two fingers. They're not looped round. I just gently keep them in between. So I can change my tension by how hard I hold this or how loosely I let it slip through. And I'm trying, this blanket's really heavy, so I'm trying to kind of show you. So yeah, I hold my pen grip, pencil, crayon, whatever way, or is it crayons like that, so it won't work. So yeah, I hold it like that, sort of between. I actually do have a few tips and trick videos that I put up ages ago. Tips for happy hooking, I've called that playlist, and there is 2 on there about how I hold my yarn and hook, because when I showed it the first time round, there was this chap who asked me, would you mind showing that again and showing the front of your hand? So yeah, it's kind of just held like that. And then, like I say, this is just draped between ring finger and middle finger. And then I kind of yarn over. It's hard to show you because I'm not in my natural kind of position. But yeah, then it all just kind of goes like this. And I've lent on my yarn again. So yeah, it's easy because if you watch my tutorials, you'll see it. But it just kind of goes, this very kind of an easy movement. And you can really get up a bit of a head of steam eventually, like that. But obviously I'm moving more because I'm holding it up here, whereas I wouldn't normally do that. And I'm squashing my yarn again. What have I missed? Check out my video. Yeah, they're called, they're in a really old playlist. It can get faster, Christine. I try and slow down for tutorials because, you know, I don't want to. I always say if I go too fast for you, just pause it. But I don't kind of whiz because it's a hard way to hold it. I'll tell you for why. Because, you know, if I sit there and crochet, do you like my top, by the way? Metallica top today. I haven't worn it for a long while. Yeah, when I when I sit normally, I can get really quick at it. But obviously when I do a tutorial, I'm not sitting normally because I have this device for recording in between me and the crochet. So my arms are a bit more outstretched, which is awkward for holding it. And then I can't always see what I'm doing quite easily because the recording device would be in the way. And apparatus, which isn't in here at the moment, but it was earlier. But I've just recorded a couple of book things and giveaway, and that's so that's now out there. But my gimbal is what sits in front of me with my phone in, and I've got quite a good spec of phone, and I find that works better for me than any kind of rig and camera. because the quality is as good HD as you're going to get with any kind of recording. It's so big. Trying to like, now I've got to try and concertina it. So it's so big now. Yeah, so the quality of it is exactly what it would be if I had a camera. It's, you know, you get HD quality, and that's fine. So that's what's usually in between me and the work. So sometimes it can be a bit difficult to to be as smooth as I'd like. But yeah, normally I just kind of rattle away, and I used to kind of sometimes get a bit quick when I crochet, but as I tend to crochet in the evening, if I do that, I jazz myself up too much. So I've kind of tried to slow my pace down. Otherwise, I get so kind of jazzed up I can't sleep very well because I'm all hyper. And I thought, how can you be hyper crocheting? It's not exactly the thing that's supposed to be relaxing, not making you all hyper. But yeah, if I go a bit too quick, then sometimes I can get a bit on a roll. So I try not to of an evening. Daytime crochet, we can speed, but you know, nighttime crochet, maybe not. But I've finished 9 of those squares now, and it would be 10, but I changed it, and so the first one is not how it's going to be. I was toying with the idea of bringing that in to show you, and so you can have a little sneaky peek at what they're going to be, but I didn't want to reveal it too early. I don't know why I'm so croaky. I don't know why I'm so croaky today. I haven't got any dreaded illnesses or anything. I've been a bit wheezy, which is why I started the diet yesterday. Day 2 of the diet, and I'm surviving. But, you know, it's low carb, and I do love a bit of low carb in. It's the best diet in the world, I think. I know not everybody likes it, but I get on quite well with it. I don't know what's the matter with me lately. I keep going really dry. Cheers, guys. Should have brought the bottle in. Although I did say I didn't want to drink too much of it. Got this to fall back on. Much healthier. So I put my beef on in the oven, nice and low. I was going to do it in the Ninja, but I wasn't that impressed with the Ninja yesterday and my chicken. And I thought, either I'm going to do a live stream with the blanket, or I'm going to be sorting this Ninja and doing that. So I'll just put it in the oven and do it low and long so that it gets tender. Probably for the best. I think I've got that much in the way of veggies now. Well, I probably went shopping the other day, so I might have some. But that's what I'm having, beef and veggies. And I'm going to make a curry for Gary or something. We've got the Chinese one, which is really nice. And I've got Madras paste. Not one of those you cook in, though. You have to make the curry yourself. But I think I might do the Chinese one for him. Wow, need to pull out yarn again already. So, is Julie still here? Are you making any more mandalas lately? Hi, Purple Crochet and More with Dreeny. Good morning. It becomes a memory pattern. Given time, you'll be crocheting without really thinking about it. I can crochet that square without really thinking about it. Or maybe you're not talking to me. You might be. It's not that so much as it's fairly fiddly. And I've been trying, like, toying with the idea of how I'm going to show people, because well, it is a bit on the fiddly side, and no, it'll be fine. I'm sure everyone will get it. It's just I don't know. I think even beginners could get it if you, as long as you know what the stitches are, and you feel confident in what you're doing. It should be fine. This is the quick round. It's this one, breezes round. It's the other one. So this has, since I've been doing this live stream, this tutorial has been a bit more popular. I guess people were seeing it all the time. But it's funny, isn't it? When you do something, it kind of gives things a new lease of life. Trouble is, I've got so many things that I want to do and want to make tutorials for in my head. And I should be a bit more on the ball about it. I sometimes think when I see how many tutorials people put out, where do they get the time to make this stuff and to do all this? Do they have someone that makes things for them? Or do they just not do anything else? Because, well, maybe I don't do enough. Uh-oh. Turn the corner. Uh-oh, that's not worked. Bear with me, guys. I think I must be on a long corner. Oh, it's so big I can't pick it all up. I'm getting there. That one then undressed me, would you believe? Pulled up my shirt. Oh, love my shirt. Oh, I went to see them some time ago with Mike and Gemma and Gary, and I got the shirt from there. It was that tour. Hi Amanda, good morning. I nearly missed you there. You disappeared up my list. Anyone else who's come in I haven't seen, I do apologise. Don't forget the thummies, guys. You saved up the yarn sales, but you're using the money to bring your granddaughter back from Texas. Wow. Yeehaw, Texas, mum. Charging yourself by Bluetooth. Spinal cord stimulator running out of charge. Oh, wow. Hi, Katrina. You'd be working and listening. Hi. Still on the mandalas. Hi, Karen. If any of you want to have a little look at one of my Yarnavan videos, you'll see those lovely mandalas in the window that Julie makes. They're fantastic. Hi, Pat. I'm not close to the finish line, I'm afraid. Hi, Danielle. Wow, lots coming in all at once. Don't forget the thummy. And anyone who hasn't already subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So it is gigantic now, but I still have 2 more balls of this, and this at the moment does just over 2 rounds, but as time goes by it won't. It will do 2 rounds and it will do less than 2. So I've got a few ends that I've been saving, a couple of really small ones. Thought Fluffy was in here for a sec, and this one, so that if I'm playing yarn chicken towards the end, I'll have a little bit of fallback, just to be on the safe side. So I don't really want to start a whole round of this gigantic blanket only to find that I lose the yarn chicken and I've got my yarn stuck underneath the whole blanket, which is very annoying, but can't be helped because it's just so big. Right, there we go. I'm out. Well, it's out. Me. It's really. I feel like, you know, on the last straight, I had the yarn and the blanket just right, but it's not this time. It's falling all over the place and doing my head in a little bit. Never mind. It's only going to get worse as we get further round. And I've got this gigantic thing in this tiny corner. And you won't believe it, but I've got the yarn in a bag. And it was a gift bag because it was my birthday a little while ago. And I got a present in a bag. So now that is my yarn bag because the yarn ball is so big you can't put it in a normal sized yarn bowl. So I've got a gift bag yarn bowl. I've missed some chat. Let's have a look. They are gorgeous, aren't they? Everyone just saying good morning to each other. Well, it seems weird because it's not morning here, but this is probably one of the earliest live streams that I've done in a long time. But the reason being was I've got the meat in the oven and I thought I'll do it now. My own open with me will pop up at 3. But I thought I'll do this now and then I shall have finished my stream before Gary gets in. Do you like my thumbnail? Isn't it cool? I'm going to have to change the date every time I do one though, because it's got a little date on it. But that's because I used that little bit with the date on was my announcement that I was going to do a live. So I'll have to change that part of it if I use it all the time. Uh-oh, what's going on? Yarn pull out time. So this is the largest thing that I've ever made. What is the largest thing that you guys have ever made? And, you know, I'm kind of, take my hat off to anyone now who says they made a king size or a queen size or even a double bed size blanket, because this is a mission that I keep getting my yarn caught. It is a mission and a half, to be honest with you. Now we're on the last season of Happy Valley. Happy Valley season 3. I've seen it before, but I'm watching it with Gary, and we got to the end of season 2 and I thought he'd say, okay, we'll watch a season of Dexter or something else now and come back to that. But no, he said, oh, carry on, let's get it over with. So I thought, well, then when it comes to watching Dexter, at the end of season 2 of Dexter, we'll have nothing else to watch, except we will, because Picard is on, and by that time all of the episodes, if not most of them, should be there. I'm getting near the corner. Oh, I'm getting to the end. So this is the end of the dark row. Queen size granny square blanket. Wow, you still got it. Wearables takes you forever. You made double bedspread once. Whoa. Well, the thing is, you see, Phoenix Afghan. I've not seen that one. Hi, Richter. Hi from Florida. So, wearables would take me forever, which is why I don't want to make any until I'm thin. Take less time. That's my, you know, and obviously I'd like to make a little top or a cardigan or something like that. And then I'll just go, yeah, but I'm not making it this size. No chance, to lose weight first. But this time that I lose it, it will be the last time. I say that every time. But when I met Gary, I was quite thin. I'd lost all the weight I wanted to lose, and I'd done it once before and stupidly put it on. And I said this, like last time, would definitely be the last. But this time it will be. Absolutely. Definitely. Largest project was a queen size blanket for your son with chunky yarn. You made it with 20-inch squares and put them together. He loves it. About to crochet another queen size blanket. Loads of tubers using knitting machines just now. All the rage. So good idea for me to sell them. I only bought one. The reason being, I didn't want to be stuck with it, or, you know, buy a few and be stuck with them. So I thought I would see how, because then they're really not cheap to buy wholesale. I thought I was going to sneeze then. You know, when I do my chats and I'm going to sneeze, I can pause it, but when I do this, it's going to be just woohoo. So as I'm kind of not concentrating too heavily, only now and then I can look at the chat, I'm relying on my mods to look after the chats. You know what I mean, in case there are any naughty people out there. This feels really soft at the moment, this blanket. It's funny because, you know, sometimes when you pick up your yarn, it doesn't feel soft, and other times it does. It must be sort of something to do with your hands, but it does feel really lovely, this puzzle yarn at the moment. Right, let's get rid of this colour. End off. And I will start it at a different point because I don't like having to work two ends at the same time. So that I had the other end, that side, so we go this way. We'll start at this corner, which is fine. Right, here we go. This is the gift bag with my yarn in it. So you just got to use what's at hand. What's to hand, not at hand. Well, at hand. That works. Right, okay. So after this, I just have the one ball left. Get in there. Where's the join? I want to keep this intact because there is a pattern on the other side. And I'm not sure if I remember to keep them. Can't even find the join. Not at the moment, anyway. I'll ease it out. There we go. Set it free. Okay, we'll put you behind the monitor. I'll forget it's there and find it in about 20 years. Well, maybe not. That would be a long time, wouldn't it? Okay. Shh, don't be stupid. Where did you put that yarn? There. Got to wind this up first. This was a big 400-gram ball when I started, so I've used quite a bit of it. My idea was to use that for the border, but you know what? I'm wondering now if I'll have enough when it comes to time to do the border, whether there'll be actually enough or not. This is the round that takes all the time because there's so many stitches. Let's have a quick catch up on the chat before I get going. Meat smells lovely, by the way. Just checking where I left off. You made your hubby a man-sized blanket. He was close to hating it towards the end. I know that feeling. I love this blanket, but I love to hate it, I think. It's your lunch hour, Kim. Nearly missed me. Love the shirt, by the way. Thank you very much. So, I hope you're not working too hard. Everybody just saying hello. Doing a strand 12-point star blanket. So you have two different jars to hold the yarn so they don't get tangled. Yeah, I need to get a bucket, or that doesn't sound very sophisticated, does it? I need to get some kind of large pot to put my yarn balls in for because once this one's done, I'm going to do more of them. It'll be called the getting rid of the whips live stream, probably. Get your whips out live stream. That's rude. It sounds rude, but obviously it's not. Okay, so this is the one that takes all the time. And it gets a tad tedious this round. Just a tad. Nearly worked over the tail. So I did this video about how I work over my tails because people kept asking me to do it, and people at the time were going, oh, that's ingenious, sort of thing. But I wonder how many people do it. Probably none. Probably none. You're on Sophie's Universe. 4-quart ice cream bucket. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. But then I'd have to eat the 4-quart ice cream. Mine now is catching on this yarn. I'm trying to figure out where it's catching. Got hangnail. That's not good. That has to be bitten off. Annoyingly. Got it. I hate hangnails. I knew I'd get it because I did stuff with bleach. And I was really careful not to let the bleach touch my hands. But I think as soon as there's fumes of bleach, that's it. I get hangnails and all sorts. I think that was Fluffy having a moan. She keeps going in the conservatory and getting shut out there. She actually went in the garden earlier. I was a bit amazed. But I went into the caravan. Yarnavan. I went into the Yarnavan. And when I came out, she was sitting by the door of the house. So as soon as I went back in, she flew back in. That was it. Weren't going to stay out. But then I suppose it's not really that warm. Every now and then the sun's out and it does look gorgeous, but it's still quite fresh. The temperature really dropped today. The last week, I'd say, I've not even had the heating on. But today I felt like, oh, it's a bit cold. I'd still turned it right down to 18. So it would pop on if it got really cold. And it didn't pop on. But yeah, I felt it definitely is fresher today. We're going to get some more rain, unfortunately. Well, maybe tomorrow. Because Gary's off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and he wanted to do some garden. And so I said, well, Friday's meant to be nice, but everything will be wet if we do have the rain on the Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, hello, Trudy. Who else is coming? Oops. Just looking back a little bit. Hi, Trudy. Don't forget the thumbie. And Sharon. Been doing your tails like that since you watched it. It's taken some practice. A bit slow, but this blanket has ridiculous amount of tails. What I do is, I could only show you on that one because that was how the stitches were. But I will carry that yarn up through the stitch to get to the next row so it's the same colour. And all sorts of things I kind of manoeuvre that yarn about to put the tail where I want it so I can work over the tail and take it with me, kind of thing. Take it with me in the stitch. All kinds of stuff rather than have to sew it, because I really, really hate sewing in tails. I don't mind if I've only got a couple. But the chevron blanket, I made that quite a wide purple and variegated chevron blanket. I still have not sewn the tails in on that. And there's not that many. And many years ago, before I made a tutorial for the mile a minute blanket, I made a white one. And I still haven't sewn the tails in. It sits there on the back of the sofa with a towel hanging because I haven't done it. Just really, really bad when it comes to getting rid of towels. If it's for somebody, obviously I do it. But if it's for me, then I think, oh, I'll do that later. And then later never comes. You've been doing your towels like, oh, sorry, I've read that one already. You was told there was no time limit on Sophie's. I thought that was just a pattern. Didn't realise it was something you had to do on a certain time. You've got to go out cat food shopping, bless you. Oh, still weaving in ends for the willow square. I bought a new cat litter. How exciting, I know. But when I went to Pets at Home, they'd really gone up, and I don't go through like masses of it. I usually use the bog standard cat sand, and not the cat sand that's got everything in it, just the normal one, and that's fine. I don't like clumping. These are fibres going up my nose. But it'd gone right up, and I thought they had their own there, a couple of different ones. So I called over the assistant because they're meant to know all about their products. Gemma used to work for them. So I said to him, you know, what's the difference between this one and what one's more like Katsan? And so I ended up buying this gigantic kind of sack of it. And I used it for the first time, and it's very, well, a lot finer. And I thought, oh, and it's darker in colour. So it kind of, this fibres are really killing. So I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this. But it seems so far so good. So it's much cheaper anyway. But at the moment, Fluffy's on the IAMs, you know, the Vickies. She used to have them when she was a kitten, and she liked it. But then for quite a time, she wouldn't go anywhere near it. She just would refuse to eat it. And she had wet food, you know, like Felix or something. Then all of a sudden, she did the same thing with Felix. I'm not eating this anymore. And all she would do would, if it was a gravy one, she would lick the gravy off and leave all the little kibbly bits. And then if it was a jelly, she'd just eat the jelly and leave the kibbly bits. So I figured she's not really eating as much as kind of eating gravy or jelly. So I just thought, oh, I'll buy her another bag and see how she gets on with the biscuits. And she wolfed them down. She's been eating it ever since. Don't know why she went off it. Hi, Gloria. I'm sorry about the fibres up my nose. So you should join us. I'm struggling. Good morning. And anyone else who's popped in that I haven't seen, don't forget the thummies. So I'm on the second round, and it's a long one though, this, unfortunately, because there's quite a lot of stitches in this round. But never mind. It's going to get more and more every time, isn't it? That's the idea. I don't know how big it will end up, but I can barely control it now. But then again, I am short, so, you know. You should like it, though. I think he will. I was planning on making a couple of character blankets for my grandsons. I did make one for Harley when he was, well, I think he was a baby. I kind of made it more for my son. It was obviously for Harley, but it was more that my son would have really liked it because it was Mario. And at the time, Harley wouldn't have had a clue what a Mario was. He was tiny. It was just going into a cot, so I made it cot size. Well, obviously, he then became obsessed with Mario and obsessed with Sonic because, you know, Daddy's influence. And then they made the movie for Sonic. And so I really need to do one for Tyler because he likes it all too, and make another one for Harley. Hi, Sigal. Welcome. And are you did I say hello to Sarah? I'm not sure. Hi, Sarah, if I didn't. And Gloria just popped in to give me a thumbie before you start work. Oh, no. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Not a hard day. But, yeah, don't forget the thummies, guys. Or gals. Guys and gals. Well, no, that sounds a little bit Jimmy Savile, doesn't it? Won't be saying that again. No, absolutely not. That beef is making me hungry. It does smell really good. Hope it turns out okay because, you know, this is the oven and don't want to be messing up the oven. I don't mean messing up the oven, but it's bad enough when... It's like when you're kind of trying to work out how to work this Ninja because, I didn't get a book in mine, which you're meant to, because there's a little leaflet that says what's in the pack, and there was no book. I've never seen it. And so whether Gary threw the book out with the box, not finding it, I don't know. But all the other stuff was there, so I can't see it. Anyway, no book. So nothing gets explained. And I've never really kind of found one specific guide that tells you all the things you want to know, like the best way to cook whole chicken. So I started practicing and oof, didn't enjoy yesterday's, that's for sure. Not at all. But the legs I made, now they were lovely. Got to pull yarn out. The legs I did, I pressure cooked them first. I think my bag's fallen over. Whoa. Hang on a moment. This ball is too big and it's making the bag fall over because it's so cumbersome. Big giant ball. Let me just see if I've missed anything. Still at work, but decided to look for something to keep you company. That sounds good to me. You've got to get to hobby and see those large skeins. Pardon me. Oh, Pat's got to go. Bye for now. Thanks for coming. Have to go. Have all. No, hang on. I'll have all the granddaughters back home so we can save some money again. They didn't like the big city. I think it's an acquired taste living in the city, isn't it? And the big towns. I mean, now that we're here, I always vowed I'd never come back to this island. And as a young person, it was awful for me. Now, Gary had different experiences because Gary's family were different to mine. Gary has 4 brothers. So when he first moved here, I think he had 3 brothers, of like two of his brothers were still there. So the 3 boys. Ivan may have gone off and got married. I don't know by that time, but I know that he had a busy life because of his brothers, and his mum ran a taxi firm. She owned it. So they were never short of transport. Whereas for me, my brother and sister didn't live anywhere near, and even if they did, they were nowhere near my age. And the bus service used to finish at 1 o'clock in the winter. You couldn't go anywhere else. So for me, it was a boring and miserable place. Whereas for them, it was all busy and exciting and great fun. And they went to gigs and they did this, that, and the other. And but I have always had a boyfriend that would come and see me and take me out and do stuff. But you know, it was just, for me, the island was a boring kind of place. Now for my mum and dad, it was beautiful, like the scenery, and there was less people here then, and it was lovely. But for me, it was like Sleepy Hollow, you know. Hated it. I wanted some life, but there wasn't any. It was summer long. There was life, but then it would be closed all winter. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it. But now, I do. Now I'm back here, but then I'm older and I've got a car, so that's cool. Hi, Dawn from California. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. Yeah, so I can dig it, really. If I was to kind of go back to where I was born now, it's crazy pace and so full of people and traffic. I mean, even just going on the mainland where I used to live, when I first started my channel, I was living where I was living, and I used to do my live streams and all my videos there, and it's awful to drive there now, especially at lunchtime. The roads are just so congested. Every lunchtime it gets crazy. I'm having trouble with my bag because my ball's too big. Sounds good, doesn't it? My ball's too big. Oh well, I'll have to pull some more yarn out in a minute. So yeah, even there, it's just, ugh, can't be doing with traffic anymore. And well, what did it for me, I think, was school run. You know, all those years of the school run, awful. Where I sat earlier, it's made my top go all kind of in a weird position. I don't know why. Because I was lifting up the blanket and it almost undressed me at the time. How embarrassing would that have been? I'm cackling away in the corner. So then, what are you all having for dinner? I started my keto, so I've got beef. And I will do broccoli, and I've got some, I think that I've got a choice of broccoli, Brussels, cauliflower and cabbage. Obviously no carby veg for me anymore. I finished it all off yesterday. So although yesterday I started my diet, I had to use up my carby veg, if you like. So I had swede, which isn't strictly speaking part of the diet on induction, and carrots, because I had to use them up. I thought, you know, it's only day one, and I don't mind too much if in the early stages I kind of do that, but don't want to throw stuff away for the sake of it. Oh, and I had peas, which is also not part of it, but it was on. I'll call it the wind down. Hi Tammy, welcome. Anyone else I missed? Looking back, no. Brussels, yeah. You don't drive in the big city anymore. I don't mind driving in it. Like, I used to kind of always get the job of driving the kids around London on gigs and stuff like that. I didn't mind it. You little country mouse. You went to Birmingham Christmas markets and was petrified too many people. I can understand that. When my mum and dad, we moved from North London to here. And we got so used to living in this sort of like little provincial holiday place that was closed all all winter. This is a stupid town. We've got a very small shopping centre here, and it was the one of the very first ones, like shopping malls that was made, and it's called Hempstead Valley, and basically it was a big Sainsbury's and other shops. So it's like a big T, and that's all. So it's not like got loads and loads of shops, but there's probably about, I don't know, 40 of them, 50 of them, something like that. Well, the very first time that we went there, we heard about this place, and it had a British Home Stores on two levels. British Home Stores had 2 levels, but it's the only one. Most, because Sainsbury's has got 2 levels, a couple of shops have, but they're the only ones. The rest is all on 1 level. It's not even got an upstairs, this shopping mall. I keep whistling. Anyway, we went there and we walked in and we were terrified because it was so big. The stupid thing, when we lived in London, we had the Green up the road, which was about the same. Like Edmonton Green was quite a big shopping centre for us, but we were so out of it. And there it was, and we were terrified. It was like, the shops are enormous. The size of the Sainsbury's was just blew us away. Well, it's not even that big anymore. You know, there's bigger. It's quite amazing, really. Hi, Terry. Welcome. We call it country bumpkin, but little country mouse is quite cute. A country hick. In a hick town. It's better than being, well, yeah, better than being called a carrot cruncher, which is another word for it. But the island here, because it is actually geographically, or kind of, I don't know what you call it. You know, the actual island itself is below sea level. It doesn't flood, but there are marshlands because of it. And it is kind of below sea level. So a lot of people over the years have always said that people who live on the island have got web feet. And that hark back to the idea that they're all inbred as well. And so the nickname for someone who lives on this island is a swampy, because they live in a swamp, but it's not really a swamp. It's just that it is below sea level in actual fact. So we do have marshland. Um, we get a lot of wading birds and natural bird reservations, you know, like bird, no, it's not a sanctuary as such, but you get hides where you can go watch birds, because you get a lot of, you know, it's like a nature preserve, but on the swampy bit. Don't get houses over on the swampy bit, only a couple, and farms and things like that. But yeah, we've got kind of like the higher part of the island is this side, and we live on the cliff. But yeah, the swampies. We're swampies. Hello from Gateshead. So what's knitting? Welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. Used to live in a big city, but you don't like to drive in a big city. I don't mind it. The weirdest thing, when I was learning to drive, and you know when you're kind of learning and you're all like, oh no, I've got to drive in London, because I stayed in London for a while and I thought I might as well carry on with my driving lessons while I was there. I was only 17, 18, 17, nearly 18. And so I had some driving lessons and I thought, oh my God, it didn't occur to me that I would have to drive along these roads. So my driving instructor took me along the Great Cambridge Road. It's kind of coming up the junction, there's 4 lanes of traffic. But I don't know why. I seem to do better. The more traffic kind of situations and the bigger the roads, the better I drove. But and it was good for me, because where we lived, we didn't really have, on this island at that time, we had one roundabout as you come on it, and that was all. We had no roundabouts to practice. You know, there was nothing, no hills, because it's below sea level and we're swampies. You know, it was it wasn't great for learning to drive for traffic situations. It's different now. There's more roundabouts and there's all sorts now. It's much more built up than it used to be. When we first moved here, there wasn't that much here. And just working over a tail, so got to keep my eyes on it, because I didn't properly do it just now. That's it. They're really going for it with the lorries today, aren't they? Can you hear them going by? Apparently, when I first spoke to the guy about the state of our road, he said they were going to be stopping in March. It was coming to an end, but whether that is true or not, we'll have to wait and see. We can't see it, because it's like saying it's free to tip over the edge and we're going to give up free tipping. I can't see it. Hi, Claptrap. Traffic's much easier now than it used to be. Drivers are so much more considerate. Not everywhere they're not. We get a lot of holiday makers here. And I can remember we used to be one. You know, we lived in North London and we were holiday makers that moved here. My dad became one of the worst for being intolerant of holiday makers. You know, Sunday drivers come down here, they leave their brains at home. He would always moan about it. But yeah, not everybody is considerate on the road. We have too many road works going on. It makes people grouchy. There's always something closed. Motorways are always closed and everything. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. Hi, Day Rose. Welcome. And Tracy and Bam Bam. I love that. The crazy tortoise. Good morning, she says. Morning. It is nearly 2:30 here now. 4 of you boys live in London now. Grew up here in quiet Dorset and found it too quiet. No buses here. Rent in London is mad. Yeah, 1,600 per calendar month for a 2-bedroom flat. Hard to find properties to rent. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. So, yeah, I get that, though. That's exactly how I felt. You know, there wasn't enough life for me. It is hard on the young. But we were the same. When I was at school, when it never used to be that way, but all of a sudden they said there just isn't they were running the bus service at a loss all winter. So they decided that there were going to be no more buses after 1 p.m. And so if you wanted to go into the local town, which you wouldn't want to now, there's nothing there, but back then there was a good few shops, you had to be home by 1 or you miss your bus and you can't get back. Really no good, especially when you're young and you want to go and meet your mates from school or go to a school disco and try and sweet talk your dad into taking you, and you're not a taxi service after all. So he did it once, but yeah. Then in the summer it's kind of crazy with all of the places open, and you know, all the holiday camps and all of the kind of disco bars that there was around at the time, and it was crazy and busy 1 minute and a hive of activity, and then closed the next. It was a bit of a it was such a drastic difference that it was depressing. But for me it wasn't great because, you know, I couldn't go anywhere and meet my friends all lived on the other end of the island. So I saw them at school, but I did have a friend that I hung around with in, you know, the same town as me. The strangest thing, although people always thought we were inseparable and that we were always together, and if I ever went to the shop or something on my own, people would say, "Where's your other half?" As if we were like inseparable. But we never, ever hung around with each other at school. It was a massive, massive school, and we weren't even in the same part. But we bumped into each other once. It was almost like we were total strangers. Just had a brief chat and then went our separate ways. But we had school friends were different, but home friends, it was really weird when you think about it. That we hung around with each other all the time, but never at school. It was probably a good thing because she was always in trouble for smoking behind the mobile, and I didn't smoke, so I would have been sort of tagging along and doing that. Right, where am I? Have I missed anything? I don't think so. 4:30 p.m. Wow. Oh, hi, Karen. I don't know if I saw you come in. Did I say hello? I'm not sure. To Lynn as well. I think I did. Right, it's time to do a manoeuvre, but I don't want. That's all right. I don't want to squash my yarn. It's kind of so much over there. It's pulling that way. I will be glad when this is finished. I tell you, absolutely, because it's taken a long time to get round now, and live streams are going to be lasting hours rather than, at first it was an hour and then it was like a couple, but I just feel like it's going to take forever to get round. I might be ended up doing one live stream for one round at this rate. It is mental, isn't it? But I will finish my other whips. It is a good way of making me do my whips. So yeah, maybe I will do it. I'll carry it on, perhaps. It's making me do it because this sat in a bag for lost count how long. Hi, Karen. You snuck in. Sneak away. So, all my people that have come in, and what are you currently working on? And what are you doing? I mean, knitting, crocheting, working on a cowl or a project? I'm working on a square that I've designed. I'm making a little baby blanket, and once I've done it, I'll do the tutorial. I'll do a left and a right-handed. But it's unusual. I checked, no one else has done one on YouTube, so it's kind of an original. Isn't that cool? I like that. But the thing is, sometimes I do that and I think, oh, no one's done that, and I'll put one up. And then everybody else does one, but because they're, you know, got more subscribers than me, they get all the views and I get forgotten. It's like, oh, never mind. I never charge for my patterns though. I never even write them down. I really should. But I think there's certain people like Crystal. She has people that write them for her. And I'm not that lucky. I don't have pattern writers that would sit and do it for me. I wish I did. But yeah, I don't. It would be good if there was one. I don't have time to sit and figure that out. I just don't. I don't know where the time goes, to be honest with you. A little while ago, I thought it was because I used to get up too late and that, you know, I ought to get up a bit earlier and go to bed a bit earlier. But that's not even really that. It just flies. Uh-oh. I'll pull out some yarn. I'm out. Knocking the bag about. Nearly time to turn the corner. I didn't pull out very much there. It seemed like I did, but I don't think I did. I'll have a little check on the text chat rather in a minute. That beef smells amazing. Oh, I'm really, this is why I get so, what's the word? Hyped up, because I kind of rattle away crocheting quite fast. Working on a baby blanket for your Etsy shop. Watching me finding UFOs as you clean. You missed a couple of my lives. It is enormous. That's how big it is. Hang on. Working on a few things. Your son is making a black jacket for him from his shoulders to his ankles. He's 6 foot. Wow. Recovering from recovery after the wedding. Okie doke. Right, I'll show you if I can. Now this is, I think, the short side. Yeah. So this is the short side. So the long side is much bigger. And if I hold it, that's how far to the middle. So it's big is the word. Big. I don't know how much it measures. It's pretty heavy. That I do know that. But the one good thing is I was really cold before I started sitting here. Now I'm all toasty because it really does warm you up being chunky. I'll be glad when I get it done though. Although I love this yarn, it is really nice to work with and it looks beautiful. I love all the colours. I love the way they change and, you know, I do love it. I might even, you never know, get some more one of these days if I can. But you can't really get Premier Puzzle that easily over here and it costs a fortune when you want to get it. So yeah, when I eventually get my order for Hobby Rocks, there'll be one little knitting machine and three, I think I got three or four small ones, like they say they're kids ones, but they are cute. And what else did I get? Oh, a few little bits and bobs, I think. Got the Tunisian hooks that hopefully Julie will like. What else? Can't remember. I did resist getting sheepy's yarn because I bought quite a bit of it before and I haven't really sold a great deal of sheepy's yarn. So I didn't really want to add to it. But I took the opportunity to get more kind of accessories and stuff like that for my shop, which if you haven't found it already is www.hobbyrocks.co.uk. And I need to sort out my voucher because nobody has taken me up on my voucher yet, apart from one person, and it didn't work. But I noticed that it wasn't so much that it didn't work. She was trying to make purchases, and for some reason, it kept failing. But she took the voucher off, and it still failed. So I don't know why it was failing. I don't think it was the voucher, but then it said that she'd already used it, even though it failed. So I've got to try and work that out with her. I asked her to email me, and I'll send her one. But yeah, there's a February birthday voucher. Do you know why does it feel like I need to pull yarn out when I actually have already done it? Must have been stuck under the blanket. Oh man. Right, here we go again. It is weird sitting here crocheting. Even though I've done a few now of these making Gary's blanket live streams, it still feels weird to me to sit here and do this while I'm on a live stream to you, because usually I would just read the comments that come in and chat to you, but I feel rude in a way, like I'm ignoring you all when I'm not. Obviously this is the point of the live stream. But not people used to say, oh, have you ever made anything on, like sit and crochet with people? And I said, no, but I can do. Well, here we are. But it just feels alien to me. It feels weird, that I'm kind of not keeping up with everything that's going on in the chat. And if I do, what was that? It couldn't have been my oven because there's nothing to spit. But that was definitely a funny noise out there. I forgot what I was saying now. About, the chat and the feeling rude. Oh yeah, if I do concentrate heavily on the chat, then I'm not getting an awful lot of this blanket made, and it takes even longer. So it's kind of a catch-22, isn't it? But when I get to the corner, I'll check out the chat, because I'll have to maneuver it around in any case, because it's nearly there at the corner. Nearly there, look. Not that far. Whew. I should have achy hands after this. Well, just the right one. I don't really ache at the moment because I've been crocheting a lot. But if I lay off it for a while and get, like, when you lose your crojo, or when you just haven't done it because of whatever reason, things that are going on in life, then when I start up again, if I do quite a lot of crochet, I suddenly get achy hand. But that's all finished now. I've been doing this a while with everybody. Nearly at the corner, guys. Just a couple more little segments. Does help not to lose your stitches. I've got to pull yarn out anyway, but I won't put too much because I've got to move it round and I'd be stuck on the yarn. Right, okay, I'm at the corner. So we'll check the chat. Hello. Did you miss me? I'm just doing it until I run out of yarn. I've got this ball and one more now. I just started on the one I'm on now today, and that one. That's it. Once I've done that, when I stop, I get fibres up my nose. It's crazy. Washing it will be fun. Yeah, it will. What can you make with the little knitting machines? It says on the thing that you can make hats, fingerless gloves, and scarves and stuff like that. No, not the I-cord. I do have some of those in my shop though. I restocked on the iCords. These are little knitting machines. They're like miniature versions of the Addy, but I've got a few that they're classed as kids ones. But I also ordered a small Addy knitting machine to put in my shop or on eBay, one of the two. But I didn't buy a lot of them because they're rather a lot of money, and it pushed up the price. Hi, man. You're in the ads. Yeah, are you back? Woo woo. Okay, so it's time to turn the blanket round. Oh, Lord. So big. Right, let's try and push that bit over there. I don't even think... At first, I could concertina it on my lap. It's really hard to do that now. Okay, so now I've got to pull out... Now I've got the blanket where I need it to be. Pull out the yarn. Without knocking over my little bag. Is that a knot? No. It's a lump of fluff. If it was a knot, I'd have to make a better one. Oh, right. Ah, there we are. Lost my corner. I thought surely I haven't made it all the way around, but I haven't. There we go. I don't know how far I've got round. I can't imagine it being that far. Off we go again. Right, let's get over. I'm just working over the tail, and I've got to figure out where the tail's gone. Make sure I work over it, and because I hate it when I don't do it properly and have to sew it in. Can't be doing with that. So yeah, I'm just hoping and waiting for all of Picard to be available, or at least quite a way in. But my son Paul watched it, and episode 1, he said, oh, couldn't wait anymore. And he watched it and he said it was amazing, because all of the, more or less, all of the crew from the Next Gen are in it. I can't wait to watch it, but I don't like waiting a week now. I think where I've binged watched things for so long, if I wait a week for things now, I find it hard to remember what's going on. Okay, so finally worked over the whole tail. Quick check of the chat. Can't count your stitches at the same time. Well, you can, because you won't put me off. Hi, Ellie. Did I say hello to you already? I can't remember if I did. I like it. Everyone's working as well, so I'm not annoying you. Just need to get to a bit where I can stop. But count away. Just count away. You can always mute me. Just me being silly. But you can mute me and come back when you finish counting. I thought I couldn't need to pull out more yarn. I was shredding on it. It got under my feet. So I've almost finished Game of Thrones. I'm re-watching it. And I'm virtually coming to the end now. So I'll need another thing to watch in the evening while I either crochet or just veg out in front of the TV. I don't know what to choose. I might watch Yellowstone, but I'm not sure if Gary will want to watch it with me. But during my last live stream, it was recommended by a few people, and I have to say I have seen it pop up on the suggestions a few times, so I might give it a whirl. But if I watch too many things with Gary, they kind of wait, and obviously we can't binge watch because he has to go to work. Whoa, don't fall over. I need a better yarn receptacle. than a gift bag. Beef is making me so hungry, really is. So I don't know if I'll get to go round the whole blanket with this time round, but I think from now on it's gonna be because it's I've got loads to go. It's going to be so long going round that I think I might just have to pick it up and go from where I've left off rather than do 2 whole rounds every time, because I won't have that length of time to do live stream. So that might be like what I do. I might have to get to the next corner and break off and start it from that point and do it that way. Otherwise, I'll end up with like Madonna Ballad doing a 24-hour live stream. Won't take me that long, I know, but you know what I mean. I've got to sort that beef out as well. I don't even know how long I've been on. Can anybody tell me how long I've actually been on? Feels probably it feels longer than it is today. Although I'm not sure. It's 2:30, wasn't it? So I must be on for quite a while. 90 minutes. Yeah, so I think by the time I get to that corner, that might be it now for today. And then I will just pick up from that point from now on, rather than sort of do 2 rounds per live stream. Because obviously, the more it grows, the longer it takes. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that, to be honest with you. It's so big. I might kind of show Gary at some point how big it is. And if I have a whole ball left over, it will give me a whole ball to make something else. But I'll let him choose whether it's big enough or not. I mean, obviously, I will have a border to put on it. So there'll be that a little bit bigger because of the border, which will take a while. Oh, that food smells heavenly. Nothing better than the smell of roast beef, is there? Whoa. I should check on it, really. I will when I get to the corner. So big. Crazy thing. You had to start Yellowstone on the second episode. Dog or horse? Oh, okay. I see. Well, I don't really know anything about it. So that's I don't, I can watch things that I've seen. Really? Already? I can watch things I've seen before and be fine. But I like watching things when I know nothing. You know what? I like to kind of have a rough idea. Really having to hold this bag. Okay, I think I might need to buy myself a bin. Like a waste paper basket, a brand new one or something, and use that to put the yarn in, because the ball's so big. I'm having trouble. Before, when I first started using the bag, I think I'd already used half a ball, so it didn't do that. And even the big fat dark coloured ball didn't do that. But it isn't working out too well with using that. So I'm going to have to try and find some. I will, next time I'm shopping, have a look for just a little plastic waste paper basket. But the only one that I have has got ridges inside that are quite sharp, and it would catch the yarn, and it would tangle up on it. And so I don't really want that. And I don't have a big plant pot or anything like that I can use. So I just have to find something. And like, it can always, if I don't need it anymore, I can use it as a little waste paper basket in the yarn van. or buy two and have one in here, because the one in here is tiny and just gets filled up after just a couple of things. But yeah, definitely got to buy something to use. It's rather warm now. It's really cold. Actually melting. It's a good project to make for the winter, that's for sure. Oops. Take stitches with you. Wow. Uh-oh. Okay, so I've been doing some shout outs, and I've been asking for some suggestions for um, other channels that I might like to check out and do a little bit of research on and put them in my shout outs. So I've got a few that I know about, but whereas I don't have as much time of an evening now to spend um, online as I used to, and I don't get to go in so many live streams and do all that like I used to. I'm really busy these days, so I don't know all the new channels, or I don't necessarily have to be brand new channels, and it can be people who have got any amount of subscribers that could just do with a boost. So if you know of any, rather than put them in this stream, because I won't watch the stream back, but maybe you could put them in the comments section of my previous shout out video, or when this comes back from, and it's got a comment section under it, and then I can because I always read my comments. The only ones that I don't heart and all that and put a like on um tend to be the live stream ones, because obviously they're quite a lot. But if you can find that there's any that you know of, that it doesn't have to be a craft channel, because last time I shouted out this lady who's got a lifestyle channel, and the funny thing is she looks just like me, and her name's Tracy, and it's called Rocksteady, and I know that it really, really, really trying to get to 1,000 and not too far away. So I figured I would shout it out, and rather cheekily of me, because it is me, for those of you who don't know. So yeah. So if you haven't already subscribed to Rocksteady, please do. Really trying to get it there. So it um doesn't have to be a craft channel. It doesn't have to be a crochet channel. You know, if you know of anyone who people might find interesting and could use the shout out, just let me know and I'll give them a watch. I can't guarantee I'll use them all. And sometimes, like there was one that I got told about, whoa, I'm in a knot now, the other day, and I checked them out, and I decided not to do that one for various reasons I can't really go into. But yeah, most of them, well, 99.9999999% I did. Nearly at the corner, I think. Wow, whizzing along, whizzing along. Let's have a little look at the chat. Can we ask for a shout? You certainly can, but don't do it in the stream, because, like I said, I won't read the stream back. But if you pop it in the comment section when it comes back, or if you go to my not my live stream, my shout out video or whatever, then, because as soon as I find one or someone tells me one, I put it as a note in my phone on the special little section, and so I will have them there for researching for the next time round. But if I have a lot, then obviously it might take a couple of weeks before I get round to it. But yeah, by all means, you can put your own if you've got a channel. Over on Rocksteady, there are some YouTube help videos, which you might find interesting if you've got a channel. So, and there's also strange things that I've done, like my ice globes that I trialed, and my Dermatica trial, and beauty unboxings, as well as scam alerts and other kinds of unboxings. There's all different stuff over there, reviews, stuff and things. Oh my goodness, that cooking is making me hungry. Wow. It is good. But it also, I haven't had any lunch, so because I came on here about lunchtime, and it's got a bit late really, so that's another reason I'm a bit rumbly in the tum. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. Hello Pamela, welcome. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do, they come out with similar things all at once. You checked out my shout outs. You loved the cute little dog. There was two that had little dogs, but one of them was adorable. My cat, speaking about animals, tried to get in on my open with me earlier. She actually got on the table. It's like, hang on a minute. I thought she was going to sit on the magazine and stop me from doing it. Silly cat. She's in a funny mood lately. Well, I say lately. I think she's always in a funny mood. That's just her. She's always been an odd cat from the day I got her. But she loves me. She's frightened, scared to death of Gary. If he goes in the room, she runs. I think she's the reason that he's the reason that she doesn't kind of sit in the living room, because there's a Gary in there, a big Gary that she's scared of. Crazy cat. Wow, nearly there, guys. I think I'm halfway round. So now, doing the black or very, 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 very dark blue round, and half the blanket takes me all this time, nearly enough 2 hours. Wow. I don't have to stop and check the chat, but still, it's a long time. The whole thing was taking me 2 hours before, and that's with checking the chat a lot. Right, I'm at the corner. You know what that means? I'm going to end off and start up again. I think I've done halfway. Oh no, I've only got one side left. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Wow, look at it. It's gigantic. Anyway, I'm getting very red. You know why? Oh my God, I just realised. I didn't put my ring light on. No wonder I've kept saying I'm a bit orange. Honestly. I didn't put the light on, and it would have helped me see my crochet as well. Oh dear. I'm dangerous sometimes, tell you. Let's have a little check. I don't think I've missed much. Just popping in for a bit of a hello, Tracy. Well, I'm just popping off now. And even though I actually forgot my light. How ridiculous is that? I've been tangoed. I certainly have. One thing that makes it easier to diet in this household, nobody cooks except meat, which you don't eat, being a vegetarian. See, that would be perfect for me because I'm low carbing. Anyway, I'm going to get off. And, oh, look, there I am. I'm going to get off and go check on that food. It smells amazing. And I will finish this side off on my next live streams. Thanks for watching and spending time with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, Open With Me is popping up a bit later. I'll see you then. Bye for now.